All right, Giants, this is a continuum of yesterday's lesson, day 19, Jack's embarrassment and fracturing. So go ahead and open up your day 19 handout now. By the end of today's lesson, you are going to submit the day 19 handout number 2. So you will be submitting day 19 handout number 2. And that is titled Close Read in Schoology. So if you forgot what yesterday's handout, it looks like this, and it says Jack's embarrassment and fracturing at the top. So this will be able to explain what motivates Jack's decisions and analyze the impact of those decisions. So what motivates his decisions, like why is he doing what he does? And then you're going to analyze the impact of those decisions. So what effect does that have on others and himself? So yesterday you all completed the homework recap, and you also completed 3 pieces of evidence that show Jack is trying to usurp power away from Ralph. Usurp, another word of that would be take away. So if you did not do that at this time, you are going to make sure that these 2 boxes are complete. So you will pause your screen here and you will make sure that these 2 boxes are complete. You want to quickly get that done. Just a reminder of our key points. Characterization is how a character is portrayed, how they're portrayed through their speech, thoughts, effects on others, actions, and looks. And then character motivation is the reason why a character does what they do. All right, so now we're going to go to our closed reading burst. It says, let's closely analyze the following pieces of text evidence from page 127. Hands up, says Jack strongly. Whoever wants Ralph not to be chief. The silence continued, breathless and heavy and full of shame. Slowly the red drained from Jack's cheeks, then came back with a painful rush. So let's pause here. And I'm going to highlight this. And you need to do the same on your paper. Slowly the red drained from Jack's cheeks, then came back with a painful rush. I want you to think about this question. When it says the red drained from his cheeks, what does that mean? The red drained from his cheeks. What does that mean? So if you said that it means that he was embarrassed, then give yourself a pat on the back, because that is using your context clues and using the imagery in the story to let us know that Jack is embarrassed. Okay. It says he laid the conch with great care in the grass at his feet. He laid the conch with great care. And let's remember that the conch is a symbol of power. The conch is a symbol of power. So he, with great care, puts it at his feet. The humiliating tears were running from the corner of each eye. I'm not going to play any longer. Not with you. So even if you didn't pick up that Jack was embarrassed up here, where it says the red drained from his cheeks, you definitely know that he's embarrassed now because he's crying. All right, so what signs are there that Jack was embarrassed? In this box, I want you to put the different signs in complete sentences. So you are writing. And then number 2, why was he so embarrassed? So we want to think about what he just did. He just called Ralph out in front of everyone, and think about what was their reaction. So why was he so embarrassed? So then you're going to write complete sentences here. Pause the screen. And then number 3 says, what motivates him to start his own group? So you're thinking about, why do you think Jack wants to start his own group separate from what Ralph and the other boys have going on? At this time, you may need to go back to the text to find these answers, and that will be pages 124 through 127. So at this time, you are going to pause the screen and you're going to tell me what motivates him or what makes him want to start his own group. And then it says, how will Jack's decision to split affect the conflict? So we know that conflict is the problem in the story. How do you think this will affect the conflict? And then how do you think it will affect the plot? And so we know the plot is the structure of the story. So basically this is asking us, how do we think this is? All right, now that you have answered question numbers 1 through 4 on your handout, now you are going to read pages 133 through 137. You are going to read pages 133 through 137. And then you are going to write the summary of those pages here in this box. Remember that you want to add who did what, when they did it, where, why, and how. You want to write who did what, when, where, why, and how inside of this summary sentence box. Then you are going to answer question number 2. It says the main role of Jack splitting from Ralph's group is to help A, resolve the primary conflict within the novel, B, develop the rising action of the plot to a turning point, C, introduce the falling action after the conflict has resolved, and then D, create the initial setting of the text. So pause the screen here, and I want you to make sure that you are highlighting keywords yellow, unknown words blue, highlighting incorrect answers red, correct answers green, and the 50-50 yellow. If you forget what that looks like, I have an anchor chart in the front of the room on the board, and you will look at that to see how you're going to highlight this portion. Then you'll put your keywords here that you highlighted, and then you'll justify your answer. If you need help knowing how to start off a justification, you just say, I chose answer choice, and you insert the letter because. And then you're going to move on to question number 3. The soul in Lord of the Flies is an adult female pig which has recently given birth to piglets. Describe how Jack and the hunters treat the soul after the hunt. You'll put that here. And then it says, what does this treatment reveal about Jack and the hunters? So that means, what does this treatment tell us about Jack and the hunters? And then how would you characterize Jack as a leader? Once you are done with this portion and you have submitted your entire handout, I want you to go ahead and half mask your screen so Ms. Nelson knows that you're done. Half mask your computer so I know that you're done, and I'll let you know what your next steps are.